The Eastern Florida men's soccer team has scored 15 goals in the first 2 games of the season. They're at home tonight to face unbeaten Jefferson College. Live from the Titan Soccer Complex on Eastern Florida's Melbourne campus, it's the Vikings and the Titans next. We welcome you back to the Titan Soccer Complex on the campus of Eastern Florida State College. We've got some late-night soccer on a Friday night, and on the Space Coast it is 10:30 in the p.m., and weather delays have forced the late start of this one. So glad to have you along here on WEFS-TV. I'm Jeff Radcliffe, joined as always by Eddie Rodriguez, and we get to see our first look tonight at the Eastern Florida State College men, 2-0 on the season, scoring tons of goals out in Kansas. Jefferson College, an undefeated team coming in as well. It'll be fun to see these guys for the first time. Obviously, team that can score some goals.
Well, absolutely. Tall order for this Jefferson County team to get here, undefeated as well against a team who, as you mentioned, scored 15 goals in the last 2 games. That's right. You heard it right. 15 goals in the last 2 games. And more than so, they have so many weapons going forward. It's going to be an interesting game, to say the least.
Plenty of weapons to deal with if you are the keeper, the sophomore out of St. Louis, Neaton Kudic, who was the starting keeper in 2015 and was able to not get back last year because of academic issues, but he is in the fold, and he is a good one, Eddie.
That is the key for this Jefferson County team. Can Kudic keep that clean sheet in the back against, right now, what it looks like to be the #1 team, not only in the conference, but top 3 in the nation as far as per goal, per game, 15 goals in the last 2 games. So he's going to be key. Can you keep your team in the game? You can see the rate coming down, so it's going to be really slippery for goalkeepers. This is when you want to drive the ball, keep it low, back of the net.
Watch number 16 for the Titans, though. Danilo Orsi-Dodomo, 5 goals, 4 assists in just 2 games.
Not a stranger to scoring goals. 5 goals came out of the Chivas Academy in Bradenton. Danilo Orsi-Dodomo on a tear. Last year we saw him score 23 goals for Eastern Florida. He started early. He's got 5 already, and I know he's hungry. He loves to score goals, more so than just the 5 goals. 4 assists. And once again, just 2 games.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for each side, getting a late look, especially from Jefferson College. You see them on the left. Do have Mateus Santos, who out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, but matriculated to Montverde Academy, so a very talented player. Usually see him at left back. We'll see if we see him attack tonight for those Vikings. Jack Foster, the big target player up top, the Englishman. Eastern Florida is going to be in a 4-4-2. As we will see, really the front 4 for this team, Eastern Florida can really score some goals. Jimmy Mwanga, newcomer out of Ireland by way of South Africa. Alex Alexis making the return here. Lots of weapons. And then the newcomer, Rosary, Haim Rosary out of Toronto.
Keeping that in that formation, 4-4-2, but when you have so many weapons, Mwamba, and then you have Orsi-Dodomo as well.
There's the 2 coaches. Oliver 12-3 on the right. You've got Alex Ochoa, one of the co-head coaches, along with Bob Bartolone. They're replacing Ricardo Garza Jr., who spent 9 seasons at the helm. And Alex Ochoa and Bob also have their team off to a good start. 2-0-1 wins against Illinois Central and St. Charles, Missouri, and a tie against Maryville U. Here are referees, a good crew. Friendly crew. Guys we know, Alex DeRostang will center things up. He'll be assisted by Monchef Haji and Kirsten Schroeder. And there's Alex. A conversation with him prior to the contest. Was hoping we would get it in. It's been a long wait for everybody involved, Eddie.
Including the referees. They wanted to get this game on the road. Too many variables, too many things to worry about as far as changing games. And as you see the friendly warm-up right there for the linesman, the interesting thing about this Eastern Florida squad is that not only were they able to capitalize on their chances in the first 2 games and put 15 goals in the back of the net, but they did so against 2 teams that are ranked top 20 in the country. So that's a pretty impressive start for Coach Oliver 12-3.
And in case you're wondering, Jefferson College 9-8 last year, did not enter the season as a ranked squad, so that will give you some perspective as we go forward. Jeffco, the 2006 NJCAA Division I national champ, so a very storied program. as we get a chance to look at the Titans for the first time in the very Vancouver Whitecap-esque home jerseys, the white with the blue spread on the front. We've had to wait a while. It's past 10:30 here out east. So glad to have you along if you're watching 30 miles south of St. Louis, where Hillsboro, Missouri rather is. There is a Hillsboro, Oregon, a Hillsboro, Ohio as well, but Jefferson College out of Missouri. And that Midwest Community College Athletic Conference. So last year these two teams played. It was a 2-0 decision by Eastern Florida last September. So the men have had to wait all day, 3 women's games. And how does that delay affect this team, Eddie, for really both? You come on the road if you're Jefferson College and have to wait all day, antsy to play Eastern Florida. You come out, watch the ladies play a little bit, and that's a tough thing to do, but that's what you're used to in Florida with the weather.
Yeah, it is. But, of course, for a team that comes from St. Louis, it makes everything so much longer for a longer day. Of course, they deal with the heat this morning in training, and now it's past when you had dinner, so now you're talking about 2 to 3 and now into 4 hours past dinner, so they haven't eaten since lunch. They stay hydrated. We saw the previous game you and I did, the 3 o'clock game, and it was just absolutely roasting temperatures all the way up to the 98 degrees plus, the humidity down on the field. So for them, it's one of those where you got to get this game played because schedules, traveling, and all that time. Nonetheless, neither team are going to be 100%. Of course, the local team, Eastern Florida, they are used to the conditions. They're used to this pitch, 120 yards by 80. And they're going to try to capitalize in the width, the length. Of course, field conditions, we talked about it, very slippery, very wet. And that's where your goalkeepers come in. Notar Donato, a local kid from Merritt Island. He's going to try to do the honors for Eastern Florida, but he knows.
Playing with a bit of a knock, too. He's playing with a slight injury. And we'll give it a go, as you see coaching staff ready. And Jefferson College, just to point out, they're playing here again tomorrow against a very good team in Broward. So you're going to have a late night affair that could end past midnight into the next day, and then you play again in the afternoon. It's about managing the squad at that point.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why this game needed to be played tonight. The schedule's for tomorrow, and that turnaround time that we talked about, if this game was scheduled originally for 8 p.m., so now that 12-hour turnaround gets shortened to 7 or 8 hours and just not enough. You're going to have to manage rosters, and how deep is your roster is one of the questions, especially when you can only travel 20 players. You can only roster 18 for the game.
We are underway and quickly sent left and played up the side by Mickey George, very attacking-minded left back, one of those modern fullbacks, if you will. We've got a foul immediately, and it'll come back the other way for the Vikings. 2-0-1 to start the season.
Yeah, first call, the player came back from an offside position. That's 16, Danilo Orsi-Dodamo. Always is going to loom around the 2 center backs in the back, always around 18. Very opportunistic type of player. He loves to go at players. Not the fastest, but he's very good technically. Just great vision. He's just a finisher.
There's Tanner Tonioli from O'Fallon, Missouri, leading returning goal scorer from last year, had 4 of them. A lot of good players moving on from the Viking side. So a young team, inexperienced, and getting tested here early in the season.
You know, Jeff, this is the only time that I would say that for either team it's going to be beneficial if you start pressing a little bit, only because of the conditions of the field. It's wet, so you want to push, as you see right here, exactly what I'm talking about. You want to press so that can make a mistake in the back with the precision of the passing out of the back. So if you high press a little bit, it's not hot, you can afford to do so with keeping some of that energy.
And look who's coming up, the center back, Owen Twarkowski, who we remember from his days in exploits at Melbourne High School, has a huge throw.
Yeah, it's definitely a weapon. Won the high school state championship, I think, too, for Melbourne High School.
As a sophomore.
Right down the street.
Older brother played there as well. And Alex DeRostang already having to lay down the law.
The referee right away going at players. Jimmy Mwanga, one of the forwards out of Dublin, Ireland.
Nike Academy product. Big, strong kid. quick on the ball. That's what Oliver 12-trees had told us. Here's Twarkowski to launch the throw into the 18, headed down, and now desperately trying to clear the Vikings.
And he can actually go further in that throw, and he was actually looking for Danilo right on top of the 18. That's a set piece that they have designed. Jimmy Mwanda asking for that contact inside the box.
There's Netin Kudic, St. Louis native, Melville High School. 2015 team made it to the national tournament, and then academically couldn't come back. Here on the counter here, top of the 18. Eastern Florida has scored 15 goals, but they have conceded 4. So trying to get things straightened in the back. Quick turn. Brandon Martinez from Houston, Texas. So I'm sure he's had an eye on things the last week, the tragedy going on, weather situation.
And you can see right away the shape of this Jefferson County. Both fullbacks right on the touchline. They're creating that width, switching the point of attack from side to side, trying to establish that side-to-side games against a pretty good Eastern Florida, especially out of the middle. So they're going to try to play the ball out wide and then try to get the penetrating run.
Ali Chroma had come back. Now it is Hassan Abdallah, St. Louis product, and he runs out of real estate. Will come back on a goal kick for Bryce Notor Donato.
One of the great qualities about this team, according to Oliver 12-tree, is they're dynamic, they're explosive out of the back, and when they attack, they do so with plenty of speed. That's one of the reasons they're sitting on 15 goals in just 2 games. And of course, the fact that they score those 15 goals against 2 top ranked teams in the country, in the top 20.
Trying to release it long, trying to find Jack Foster. And this will be Twarkowski to clean things up. Playing it square to Mickey George out of St. Benedict's Prep in New Jersey, one of the powerhouse athletic programs at just about every sport in the Northeast of the United States. Exclusive company. Now the run coming on the right side. Look at the pace trying to close things down from Rosary. And it's going to be out for a throw.
And that's exactly what you want. You want to force an error out of the back. And you see the goalkeeper Kudic comes out with a hurry type of defense, just knocking the ball out of bounds because Rosary was making a good run into his path. And one of the players who needs to have a good game out of the back, it's Troy Gonzalez out of Corpus Christi, Texas, right there. Defensive center mid for Eastern Florida. The number 4, the middle of your screen. He needs to connect the dots from side to side. It's one of those players that if he doesn't get the ball to his feet, they're going to struggle coming out of the back. They can come out the outsides, but through the middle, you see him right there in the middle, number 4. He's got to get the ball to his feet early so he can distribute out of the back.
5 minutes gone by. 50-50 ball comes to Twarkowski, has to do well with it, and they'll concede free kick here. So no backing down from Jefferson here in the early going. Had it in the attacking half for a good portion of the first 6 minutes. This will come back, 2 big center backs in Twarkowski and Reese Myers.
Yeah, and you see Troy Gonzalez, that's what I'm talking about. He's one of the players in the back who sorts out shape defensively, and as soon as they get the ball, you see him right there in the middle of your screen. He's going to dictate the pace of the game, whether they go to the outside or keep the ball.
Notor Donato, the Merritt Island man, cleans it up. And we'll chase this down into the corner. Myers allowing to play that with the foot out of trouble. 50-50 ball. Troy Gonzalez again. Back to Notor Donato.
Yeah, and those are the top errors you're going to see from both teams because the ground is so wet, even though this field drains so well, but you're going to still see how wet it is and the ball's going to skip. So you got to really take care of the ball as you come out of the back, especially in transition.
Abdul Idrisu, and now we'll have a stoppage as Idrisu down on the pitch, the freshman from Accra, Ghana.
Yeah, that's going to be the first yellow You can tell he actually, yep, there it is. It was a breakaway for Jefferson County, and he used his hand to try to stop the counter. Abdul Idrisu with the first yellow card of this game. Of course, he needs to come out. What they call that cooling period.
Yep.
At least for one play, and he can.
The cooling period.
Cooling for what, right?
I don't want to. The ball into the 18, another foul. So anything that can be sent on either 18 is drawing some contact as it's being held close and called close by Alex DeRostang.
Well, this game is going to get chippy. Both squads were very eager to play, and they've been sitting around for 4 or 5 hours already, and you can't wait to get out there and play. You see Gonzalez distributing the ball out of the back. That's one of the things he does so well, side to side, maintaining possession of the ball.
Fifties again in the center. Nobody wants to keep possession. Alex Alexis breaks it up. Cidadomo yet to get on a ball. And then now in behind is Hassan Abdallah, but wise to it was Twarkowski. Donato in the air.
It's another important player from Jefferson County is that 10 right there. Brandon Martinez, another Texan player out of Houston. He's the other defensive center mid playing against.
You could forgive if his mind wasn't on soccer for right now. You can guarantee that. As we are coming up on 8 minutes in, there'll be a throw to Eastern Florida State College. Home opener tonight. The Eastern Florida women a resounding victory, 8-0 earlier this afternoon. And their season opener was against Southwest Illinois. Game that was 1-0 at the half and then opened up like a spring flower for the Titans. Twarkowski along with Myers there on the line. A lot of air lofted underneath, dealt with by the Vikings. Pace sends it out. Throwback left. It's Martinez. See him paint the pitch. He will cover a lot of ground. On the right side to Tonioli. No problem for George. Left back.
And you see Tonioli playing on the right, even though he's a left-footed player. And that's how he missed the ball. That's offside right there.
Just barely for Mwanga.
Mwanga pushing the limit a little bit, but he wants to be one-on-one with that last center back.
And step two again by George, commits the foul. Abdallah on the turf once more. Looking for a restart. Dodomo back to keep that from being a quick one. So again, the number 10, Martinez, put this into play.
Martinez with an in-swinger somewhere in the box.
That one to the back stick and off target.
Good idea, wrong club.
That's right.
Definitely a wrong club.
Turn in the park there by Idrisu. Still in that feeling out stage. Just past 10 minutes in. Pressure coming from Foster. Read well by Tonioli. Hassan Abdallah. Getting stuck in.
Yeah, the ball in the air is not going to work for Eastern Florida. They're not the type of team to just play the long ball. They're not used to it, and they're not great at it. Twarkowski, the center back with the ball on his feet. He needs to do a better job just distributing, use the width. Both fullbacks are on. On the left, you have Miki George, who's done a good job just distributing the ball, and Gonzalez gets out of trouble so easily.
As Mwanga caught on the left side, able to keep his feet. And we'll switch it. Reese Myers from Nottingham, England. Boy, how about that ball sent forward along that right side? Rosary looking to get a cross in.
And that's explosiveness and the speed that we talked about. They can do that once they switch your point of attack. And that's why the reason why when you come out of the back, Torkowski play the ball through Gonzalez, play the ball down the line. You see that speed at the final third. You want to get to that end, then get some crosses in.
Yeah, I stand corrected. That was Vashko Dixon from Manchester, England, who the very athletic right back who will bomb forward with reckless abandon. And he was the one to make that long run up on the overlap.
And as long as you have enough pace and enough juice to get back defensively, you can continue to make those runs. Of course, you become the plus player, so nobody's going to mark you. If you can get to that end, get some crosses, whip him in, and that's a good chance for your top forward, Danilo, even Jimmy Mwanga in the back to get a body in that ball or a head.
About 3 Englishmen and 1 Irishman in the starting 11 for Oliver 12-Trees, the Welshman.
Oh, yeah. Eastern Florida like the United Nations. Yeah, players from Bermuda, Jamaica, Toronto. That's Canada, of course. The UK.
Sweden.
Ireland.
Area.
Ghana.
Germany. Max Sure.
I'm surprised. No Brazilians this year. They usually have a couple.
Control in the center of the park. Here is George. Well done by Troy Gonzalez. Cutting in is Alexis. A 2-footed takeaway there.
And how about that overlap run by Mickey George? Great distribution, playing the ball to Alexis. And you know, he's got the ability. He's always going to cut the ball inside, being a right-footed player, playing on the left flank.
Long switch of play. Alexis will track it down before the touchline. Here's Mickey George into the 18, dealt with there by Marcos Avila Torres, sophomore out of Reno. Gonzalez, Torkowski stuck here on this left side. Stuck in is Hassan Abdallah once more. Forcing it back, switch is made to Myers. 6'1", 180-pound freshman. To put on, oh, nice. Picked out long pass moments ago. That time not working out, couldn't be kept. How about Morsi Domo trying to find that. And
yeah, there's contact from behind right there. And speaking of size, Jeff, how about that new Spanish player for Eastern Florida on the girls' side today, the revelation hat trick, Cristina Garriga, 6 foot tall.
Yep.
Straight from Spain, just.
And did not have a good preseason, we were told. So that came out of nowhere to some, except for Jeff Carr, who said, I knew it all along. That's why they pay him the big bucks on the square. Meantime, it was Oliver Lowe who checked in, wearing 14, and raced back on that right side moments ago. The freshman out of Sweden. Favorite book, I Am Zlatan. As any good Swede would say is his favorite book.
Zlatan. Ibrahimovic, what, 3 months coming back from ACL? Renewed contract from Man U.
Guy doesn't age.
Definitely interesting characters, to say the least.
One of the more boisterous Swedes you ever.
The most by far.
Yeah, I mean, usually everybody's down to earth.
Except for him. There's always
very,
one.
very humble nation of people.
Jefferson College with plenty of time, just content with switching the point of attack in the back. And Eastern Florida sitting back every single one of their players behind the 50-yard line. They're just waiting, and
line of confrontation not too high. Switch to Tonoioli. Won't get there. played Roseblad low. Get another nice build up here for Jefferson. Very hotly contested first half. Under a half hour to go. And a foul.
Yeah, there's an earlier foul that the referee let it play, but I like the defensive shape by Eastern Florida. And Jefferson College is going to just use the outsides. And
Ashiko Dixon draws contact. Excuse me, that was Cham. Haim Rosary from Toronto. 5'6", 165. Not much there, but
well, he's
gets into the open field. Look out.
Yeah, plenty of pace, plenty of speed, and surprised the referee didn't pull the yellow. Just to even it out, he gave a yellow already to Eastern Florida.
Good get away. Brave win of the ball there by Mickey.
Mickey George, and if you
back.
see the size of Hassan Abdallah,
physical
player.
There, yeah.
Yeah, look at the size difference right there between the two. Not that you would pull out of tackles or anything.
Yeah. Jefferson's roster did not include height, so just have to do the compare and contrast with the known quantities on the Eastern Florida side.
So much space for
Dankenberg.
Jefferson College using the width.
That one cut out again, and not happy with himself. Alexis couldn't keep it on his foot. That had a lot of whip to it. For Tanner.
From the team we saw last year, Jeff, what do you think difference is between Eastern Florida this year and last year? Last year, a very dynamic team as well. Plenty of speed. They did lose some quality players, however.
True. Juan Parada, Yaya Cisse, Craig McCall, Josh Donnelly. List goes on. Defensively, Rashane McClymon, Adolfo Peraza, Matt McLennan. Lost a lot of quality, and it's just no more rebuilding, it's reloading. I know it's cliche. Here's Rosary. How about that? Lifts it. And did not need a lot of room to get that shot off. And the number 10 for the Titans showing off what he can do with a little space.
Yeah, Rosary had a couple of choices. You can tell right here, different angle, a couple of choices running down the middle. As he's making that diagonal run, he could have played the ball right there. Danilo was making a good run and the near post and then the far post.
I better keep track of Haim. He was getting lost in there.
Nacimiento making that good run out of the far post. I don't think they've found that chemistry just yet. The 15 goals they've scored in 2 games doesn't really tell the story. I know last year they were great combination. Some of those players have been playing together for not only the last 2 years, but they played together in the summer in the PDL, and you can tell the chemistry. Some of the goals they score, it was, you know, evident that the chemistry was there. And this young team right here, I know it's early, it's only the 3rd game for Eastern Florida, but they just don't have the same quality of, you know, on the field as far as presence yet, and how they go at the attack from the back.
Trying to get things turned over. It will stay with the Titans here in the attacking half. Checking the surroundings is Gonzalez. Playing it on a diagonal left. Alexis, one-on-one, will cut inside. Sends a shot off the top of the bar. Here comes the rebound, headed down and in. The home opening goal for Orsi Dodomo. And how about the rattling shot by Alexis to lead that off? And Titans have struck first, Eddie.
Danilo Orsi Dodomo will watch once again. Alexis cuts the ball, and it all starts with a great distribution right there. Alexis gets the ball, takes one-on-one, takes the shot, takes the touch inside, unleashes the demons, and Darcy Dodomo right there in the middle to make it 1-0. But once again, I like the overlap run by Mickey George, and you can tell that's a tap-in right there for the captain to make it. He's 6 goals in 3 games now for Orsi Dodomo.
That's right.
And we talked about the difference. Why do you put left players on the right? That's exactly why Alexis is playing on the left, being a right-footed player. So you can have the advantage to take your player inside. And, of course, as soon as you get out of that, He just went to goal off the woodworks.
And mostly against the run of play there, that goal coming.
Well, when
And
you have the
Alexis
speed
with a
that he
shot.
has and he takes you on, as soon as you come off the dribble right there, he took the shot and nothing the goalkeeper, Kudic, could do to stop that.
1-0 to the good for the Titans. And we're out to 3-0 start. Danilo Orsidodomo from London, the 6-foot, 160-pound sophomore. Had 16 goals a year ago and 6 already this year in 3 games. He's going to blast that total out of the water.
And once again, the fact that you have Troy Gonzalez, the defensive center mid, sitting in the hole, it allows you to send players forwards like Alexis on the left, and you have Rosary on the right.
Correcting myself, 8 goals last year in 2016.
Well, you have
16 from, that was the year, and number 16 as well. And again, Alexis running free. Coming around the edge, gets a ball away to the back post, settled by Rosary, and he will send that on a line out into the parking lot.
Well, that ball hasn't landed yet. Rosary with all the time, all the space in the world, and once again, the speed of Alexis down the line. Great ball by Danilo. Watch this distribution right here. Great ball into the space. One touch. Alexis is going to control the ball. Take the player on. Left foot to the far post.
Oh.
Plenty of time, plenty of space. Oh, man, he would love to have that one back.
Tough angle.
Yeah, but being a left-footed player, all you got to do is curve it to the far post. Keeper's near post right there. And Kudic came out to close the angle. Nothing he could have done if that ball would have been driven to the far post.
Twarkowski knocking it out. Alexis, and a little spark here this first half.
And even at 1-0, Jeff, you're starting to see the difference of when you switch the point of attack and you switch it, you know, so quickly, what happens? You're going to gain that space. And look at that speed before you know it.
Reese Myers.
You're on the other
Deft
18.
touch from the center back. As George stops on a dime, gives him 9 cents change, plays it back to Gonzalez. Twarkowski switching it. Myers. Well, he loves to play with the ball at his feet. You got to like a center half that can do that. Typical English center half. Good control. Gonzalez. Rosary leaving it left. How about again? This could lead to a corner. No, coming back is Alexis. That one snuffed out, and we will have a corner kick here with 21 minutes to go in this first half.
And if you got a chance to see Troy Gonzalez with that little dummy in the middle of the field, started everything, and Alexis got the ball going forward. Now you're starting to see that raw speed of Eastern Florida using the width. Both outside players providing that width, and now Alexis is running at will.
Played short. Rosary into the area, headed out with authority. And low and offside. Scored for good measure, but offside was Alexis on the ball in from low.
And backing it up, see that little dummy by Troy right there, Gonzalez. That allows that space to open up. Alexis all by himself. Took a little bit too long, but that's what happens once you start playing with space and speed, using that width. You get so much more out of your outside players.
Kudic. I believe that cage is still rattling after that shot from Alex. Really an earthquake. Was Dixon behind the back. He's on the ball now. Bashiko Dixon. Tons of pace on this Eastern Florida team. Diagonal out to Alexis. Here comes the overlap from George. Get on the other end. Rosary into the area. Knocked down. Play on.
Absolutely no contact. Good job by Rosary, though, trying to sell it. And as you mentioned, you saw the speed of Mickey George. The overlap from the outside. Watch that speed right there. He was on. Rosary amongst three. Takes that touch.
Good tackle.
Absolutely great tackle. He got a ball.
So kudos.
If you're going to sell it, that's the right to sell it because the referee's behind him, so he doesn't have the angle to see whether you got hit or not.
Short corner once again. George scoots it towards that back post and out of play. Headed into the fence anyway. And Eastern Florida getting more and more of this game. Goals change games, and it has really lit the fire underneath the feet of the Titans here, looking to go 3-0.
Well, we saw in the women's game what one goal does for you. They went 43 minutes without scoring, and after they scored the first one, then
floodgates.
It was a shower of goals. To that, 8-0.
So we'll go into touch. Throw back to Jefferson College, just looking to relieve a little pressure here. Keep the ball in the attacking half as they did the first 10 minutes or so of this contest. Santos.
Yeah, and this is when you want to continue to keep the pressure on. Don't let him back in this game.
Dankenbring. Help from Martinez, who's dropping deeper and deeper to help. Reese Myers will put it out. To the throw again on the far side. Under 18 to go, 1-0 for Eastern Florida. Again, wins against Trinidad State and Laramie County at Barton Community College in Great Bend, Kansas last week. And the newcomers have made a difference. Abdullah. Is taking him on. Hold up from Gonzalez out of Corpus Christi, Texas.
That's a great idea, even though it didn't go through, though. You want to play that diagonal ball behind the whole entire flat back four line.
Low sends it out right. Dixon back to Oliver. Marcy Domo, the goal scorer. Keep it on his feet. The London native of Italian descent. Foul. Play on.
Troy Gonzalez just having it go right there in the middle of the field.
Big challenge once and twice.
It's getting chippy right there.
Foster trying to get on the end of things, and now we'll put in the work. Rosary keeping his feet. Very, very impressive. Headed into the path. Low. The Swede comes away running at goal. On his left foot, squeaks it through. Orsi Domo. And coming off his line to smother it is Kudic.
Yeah, he was asking for the foul. Takes two players on around the 18. Great job by stealing the ball right there. Oliver Lowe was trying to play the ball for Orsi Domo on the ground with a through ball. Defender got back in time. And this is when you want to keep the ball if you're Eastern Florida. You don't have to go forward every time. Once again, you got to establish the side-to-side game.
On the run it comes. Rayshawn Palmer, native of Brampton, Ontario. First team all-conference performer a year ago. All-region team as well. This Vikings team has some talent. They have enough to level the scoreline here. Left back, shot on the way over the mark. It was Mateus Santos, the Montverde product. Sophomore put it over the top, but it took a deflection on its way out, so we'll have a corner kick here. The great equalizer, the set piece opportunity coming.
Eastern Florida with a little bit of luck here because Mateus Santos made good contact right on top of the box and looked like he was going to go in. Great run by Hassan Abdallah. Good setup around the 18.
Just didn't settle for Santos, native of Sao Paulo.
But you're right, though. Definitely Jefferson College, they have the players to make a run at it here. It's only 1-0.
whipped it into the area. Boy, a good whipped in cross on the corner. Nuno Donato has it, a little half bicycle attempt. And off and running are the Titans again. Rosary with some speed to spare will cut it back inside. Loves coming back into that left foot. And that's one way to stop him, giving him a little shove from behind. This should be a yellow card.
A yellow card and 6 months in jail right there from behind. That's not a way to tackle from behind. That's
Ali Chroma got his money's worth, that's for sure.
And that's the problem when you're playing against little players right there, like Alexis. Just so easy to get in front of you. You see the size difference right there.
Yeah. Chroma, the Houston area player of the year in 2015. And
Alex Ochoa said, yeah, we'll take the yellow. It could have been worse.
Yep.
Watch
check for his wallet as well.
Rosary's left foot, though. Lethal from there. You have a couple of choices. Danilo can strike it from there.
I'm originally from Toronto, resident of Jacksonville, though. He'll settle over. He's the only man that will take this. Bends it across and in, low liner. Skipped and handled well by Kudic. Still 1-0. Trying to settle the lads down in front. Chroma described as a player who will talk a lot. You hear his voice throughout the game. Assisted on the game-winning goal in the season opener for the Vikings, and now Nuno Donato has it at the other end.
Yeah, good job by Bryce. Notar Donato just laying across the goal. That actually, the ball had a chance. Not the best strike by Abdul Idrisu, but just the fact that now they're getting behind the Eastern Florida defense, you cannot let him back in this game. This is right around the time where you just become a little more cavalier and just let him back into the game.
Sure.
This is when you want to go at him. If you can't put the second one and put this game out of reach.
Ask Orlando City about that.
Or the Armada for that.
Yeah, my editorializing there. Get a goal, get a second as quickly as you can, put it away.
Yeah, have that killer instinct that you and I talk about all the time. If you can,
you hang
get a
around
chance
and
to
try
put
to
them away.
defend for 60 minutes. It's tough, tall order.
Absolutely, because then you'll just have a mental or a technical breakdown defensively, and then you just giving up the, if not a goal, just the game as well. The last few minutes of the game.
Breakdown defensively. Ask the U.S. about that. United States national team. Spoiler alert. Shut your ears.
2-0
lost at home in Red Bull Arena tonight to Costa Rica. So now up against it as far as World Cup qualifying. Now we'll have to find results elsewhere.
Yeah, now they go against Mexico.
No, they've already played Mexico twice. They're okay. Or Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, right.
Yes. That could be for the first in the group then.
And this is the flick once more. Jefferson College with a great flick right here, and that's a good save all the way down by the goalkeeper, Notar Donato, who's been really quiet tonight.
Bryce, the shot stopper out of Merritt Island. Has had major success in stopping penalty kicks, dating back to his high school years. Remember him stopping some in the state championship game.
Oof. That's a problem with your goalkeeper not being involved in the play all the time.
Yeah. Comes back to Eastern Florida. 11 minutes from halftime. 1-0 on a goal from Danilo Orsi Dodomo. Just a finishing with the header off of a cage rattler by Alex Alexis. Turned over. Foster. Trying to run on to the end, nothing doing.
Yeah, Jack Foster's not going to be able to get through the two center backs for Eastern Florida. They do a good job closing the space. One will mark in front of you, and the other one will close the gap, the space behind you. That 1-2 interaction that you want your center backs to do.
Yep. And a touch. Back to the Vikings.
Getting back to the U.S. national team, you're right, now it becomes more difficult because you just gave up 3 points at home.
Now you have to go to Honduras,
which is
and try
a
to get
very
almost a
hostile
must win.
environment.
Yep. Key is you beat Honduras, you beat Panama, you're in.
You got to play Panama and Panama, right?
Panama's at Orlando City Stadium, actually.
Oh, there you
coming
go.
Up on the 6th of October.
Your backyard right there.
All of our backyards. Yeah. That could be the game that makes or breaks things, depending on how things go in Honduras. Another game with Trinidad and Tobago as well. Notre Donato with his feet. Remember, top 3 in CONCACAF and the Hex make the World Cup automatically. Then 4th will go into a playoff with the Asian delegation. Right now, that would be either Australia or Syria. I would think the Socceroos have the edge on that one.
The last time Mexico had to go against Australia, and just not, not the way you want to qualify for the World Cup.
Oh, that was in New Zealand, right? Yeah, they had to do it, and that's because Graham Zusi, the Florida native, got a goal that really was in a meaningless game at Panama, the last round of qualifying.
Yeah, he's the one that qualified Mexico.
He qualified Mexico, so maybe somebody.
It was a 2-2, right?
Mexico can return the favor, would they?
Absolutely. Not.
Carlos Vela with a late goal on the last day to put the U.S. through.
Two countries that just absolutely love each other.
Yeah,
when it comes down to the soccer. We still remember Dos Aceros. Don't worry about it.
Dos Aceros done. The mystique of Columbus broken. Back to this one, though. 8.5 minutes to go. First half. Goal is the difference. Turn by Kostic. And that went all the way back to Notre Donato. Has been a little more busy the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Well, this would make you happy. Mexico's up 1-0 against Panama in the 84th minute.
So you need to root against Panama and Honduras as much as you can now if you're in the U.S. Those are the teams that could swipe it from you.
But the good news, it should be Mexico and the U.S. Great through ball into space.
And behind. Oh, and scuffed a bit. Second opportunity. Domo nearly had a second.
Yeah, and he had plenty of time, though. He could have taken a touch and put that one away. But I was just saying it should definitely be Mexico, the U.S., and who you like for the third, possibly Costa Rica, who's done well in the tournament.
Right now Costa Rica in position to could win the group. Costa Rica, Mexico on top. It's really 3 teams for the third automatic qualifier now. United States 1 point from the 4 games against Mexico and Costa Rica. Not the way you'd want to draw it up.
Yeah,
First time since the 1950s the U.S. has lost 2 home games in qualifying.
I think you're right, though. Mexico's repaying the favor by beating Panama. If that's the score, there will remain.
Boy, loose ball, top of the area. Quickly closed down. Tonioli.
Great job by Eastern Florida closing the space.
Alexis leaving Orsi Domo here on this left wing now. Numbers coming forward into the box. Orsi Domo played off the ball, but go in behind, and corner kick coming up for Eastern Florida State College.
Yeah, 2 players wide open. Alexis in the box by himself, far post.
Good job by Dankin.
Rosary. And look how close, look how fast they close the space. They win the ball right there, courtesy of Alexis. He starts a counterattack, plays the ball down the line, and if you can see far post, he's looking far post. Could have made contact with the ball first time. Not a left-footed player, however.
Dankenbring did a good job to close it down. They played a lot of these corners short. Let's see if they do the same. Pull out the long club. Maybe it would have been a bit better option that time.
And I would say to whom? No one. Put a name on that. If you're going to drive that ball in the box, it's got to be driven.
Sigel Knight has checked in, the Jamaican, who had some moments last year. Long-range shots, his specialty. Remember Oliver telling us last year that he would flat out hit the snot out of a ball.
Oh, he would shoot from anywhere. And amazingly enough, there were good shots from 35, 40 yards out when you would think, oh, he's got no chance. All of a sudden, see the goalkeeper backpedaling and just tipping the ball over the bar because he had a chance to go in.
Knight. Sophomore out of Kingston, Jamaica. Rotating guys in as we get thin in the second half. Quick turn, Gonzalez.
The first 5, Jeff, in the last 5 minutes of every half, ever so crucial. This is when you want to manage time here and the score. Eastern Florida sitting on a 1-0 lead.
Arcidiadomo with Alexis to his right. He will hold it up. Numbers will come forward, but also defenders coming back. Arcidiadomo. Switch would be beneficial. Defending in numbers and coming out. Bringing that line of confrontation out. Chroma back there. Tonioli. Now we'll work the right side. Trying to avoid conceding here for the second time, the Vikings. And now we'll have a foul go their way.
Dixon gets called for that foul. And it seems that Jefferson College is not too preoccupied with the time. They're not trying to go forward. They're not trying to equalize before the half. As long as they stay within reach here at 1-0. And see how deep their number 10, Brandon Martinez, is getting the ball.
They're inviting. Cecil Knight breaking it up.
And of course for Oliver Twelvetree and the Eastern Florida players, they don't have to push up and they can just wait for you. You're coming their way anyway. They're going to sit back and continue their lead going into halftime.
Back to his keeper, Kudic.
And Kudic does not look very comfortable on the ball. It's almost like he's always rushing things.
Quickly in transition, intervention was made. On your side by George, pushing things out. The turn. Now we'll test Nuno Donato. Takes a bounce. Not much on it.
He could have played Jack Foster, who's making a good run behind the 2 center backs. That's too far.
Dennis Galiasevich, another St. Louis product in there, wearing number 17. See him at the bottom of your screen. And now it's Reese Myers. About 2 minutes to go. Julian Hall in for the Titans. Arcidiadomo off his line is Kudic.
He gets called for an offside once again. Danilo, great ball though into space. Just when you thought he was on. Right here, that's courtesy of Will Fardy. Yeah, he was definitely off. He came off. It's actually Sigler Knight who played that through ball.
So 2 co-head coaches, Bob Bartoloni on the left, Alex Ochoa on the right. Discussing their options. 90 seconds, we'll be able to discuss those options with their team. They trail 1-0 here on the road, where they play Broward tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Weather permitting. There's no delays tomorrow. And they're back for 3 of their next 4 at home in Hillsboro, Missouri.
And once again, Martinez getting the ball so deep into his own half. He's not going to do any damage from there. He's got 60, 70 yards to get to the goal.
Cleaned up. Chroma had started things off. And here's Alexis.
One too many step overs.
Stuck in is low. And stuck in too much, caused a foul. You saw his frustration there with the call. Jefferson College down to their final 30 seconds to try to equalize here late in the first half. Julian Hall, the Clearwater native, in for Eastern Florida. Palm Harbor University high school product. The self-proclaimed FIFA king of the team. Referring to the video game, of course.
Of course.
Scuffed a little bit. Jack And it's saved by Noto Donato at the last second as Jack Foster got a foot to it. And that will take care of the half. So disaster averted at the end of the half for the Titans. They lead the Vikings. Halftime in Melbourne, 1-0. Eastern Florida State College in the home opener. We'll be right back to talk about it right after this on WEFS-TV.
On Friday, September 22nd, the Eastern Florida State College Foundation will hold its 4th annual Scholarship Golf Tournament fundraiser at the Sun Tree Country Club. Get ready for an afternoon of fun featuring tea parties, door prizes, games, boxed lunches, dinner, beer, and cocktails. For the last 40 years, the foundation has provided essential financial support to EFSC students. In the last 5 years alone, student scholarships have totaled more than $2.5 million, with every dollar benefiting the students they serve. You or your organization can help the foundation raise money this year by signing up as an individual with a team or by becoming a corporate sponsor. Tickets for all levels of participation are available now. Proceeds from the event help provide scholarships for EFSC students. For complete information on how you can help, call the EFSC Foundation at 321-433-7055.
Head down.
Recently, the Eastern Florida women's soccer team met with the media to discuss the 2017 season. Head coach Jeff Carr believes it will be his team's depth that can lead the Titans to their 7th straight conference title.
We got a lot of talent and the most depth we have ever had as a team. And when the preseason started, we had 28 on the roster, which is the biggest roster we've ever had as well. So we're really excited about the potential that this team has as a team. We have a little bit of a physical aspect to it that I don't think we've had in the past. We have a couple, over 6-footers that can, bang with different types of styles of play. I think we're still going to be a possession-oriented team. But I think, again, I can't reiterate enough the depth that we actually have at a lot of different positions.
Strength of the team is teamwork for a big one and fight till the end. I think we just gel as a team and we all count on one another and push everyone. So if someone's having a bad game, just give them that, keep going, and then they've got it.
We work really hard and we don't have like one single good player. We're all everyone's good and we work as a unit. I think that's really well because you can't shut down just one person.
So the motto for this season is 7+1. The idea of that is we want to win the 7th conference title, and when we do that, it'll hopefully lead on to the 1 nationals, but we have to do the 7th before the 1.
I think you just have to take every game, one game at a time. You can't necessarily think okay, we're gonna go to the national championship right away, because it takes that one game in that moment. You can't think of the games in the week after or even later in the week. You just have to take that one game, win that one game, and then you can focus on the next one.
So check the website for game dates and times and come out and support your Titans. Admission is free.
We're high energy. We're going to, move the ball over the field. We're going to press, and hopefully we're going to score a lot of goals from different players this year.
Oh, great opportunity here for a shot on goal. Count it. Here's with the respect. Shaw drills it. My goodness gracious. Plays live. Another shot on goal. Count it.
The Eastern Florida State College women's soccer team takes on the Johnson County Cavaliers. Live Sunday at 6 on WEFS.
Join the fast-growing and rewarding field of healthcare at Eastern Florida State College's new Health Sciences Institute, where you can earn bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, and certificates in a wide range of exciting careers, such as nursing, surgical technology, emergency care, radiography, sonography, and more. Don't delay. Contact Eastern Florida State College today.
We are back at the Titan Soccer Complex on a soggy Friday night, 11:30 in the p.m. Jeff Radcliffe, Eddie Rodriguez, and our entire WEFS operation have been here the better part of all day, watching a lot of soccer and also a lot of rain. But the Titans now, men in their home opener, leading 1-0 over Jefferson College, Eddie.
Yeah, you're right. 12-plus hours for most of the crew, and a lot of soccer today. But it's been great. Now the boys are getting a good result in the first half. They're going at them. They're creating some great chances. Of course, great goal, and it all started by, Alexis with a great run, and Danilo Orsi D'Adamo to make it 1-0 for them. But it's about coming out in the second half. Can you put them away, and how quickly can you do that? We talk about the fast turnaround from today to tomorrow. They're going to be heavy legs, and of course you're going to have to play in the heat. So for both teams, how quickly can you end this game?
Well, Eastern Florida had some moments in the first. Actually, in fact, both teams did. As you look at some of the highlights from this one of 5 home games that Eastern Florida wants to make the most of here this year. And here is Alexis, who just rattled the bar, and then Orsi D'Adamo headed down, textbook, the way you want to do it.
Yeah, great job by Alexis, just, as you mentioned, putting pressure on the defense and just rattles that goalpost right there. Danilo Orsi D'Adamo, right place, right time, and once again, Alexis getting to the byline right there. Cross, left foot across. And who else? Rosary would love to have that one back. Hit the ball so far that it hasn't even landed yet.
Here's Lowe. Ball forward. Not enough on it. Orsi D'Adamo didn't like the service. But Jefferson had its moments. This is Hassan Abdallah. Left it and chipped that one off to the side was Santos. Then how about this release from keeper Kudic? A little back flick and then trying to get somebody to run on.
Yeah. Once again, Hassan hitting that ball to the far post and full extension by Bryce Nodar Donato to save Eastern Florida. And how about that save right there, right at the end, courtesy of Kostic, right at the 45th minute. Great job again by the goalkeeper.
Cloud to cloud lightning off in the distance. Hope that stays away for the next 45. As we are at the half, Eastern Florida up 1-0. So long way to go before they are scoring 4 or 11 like they did in the openers on the road. But this Jefferson College team's proven that it can hang.
Yeah, you're right. A very athletic team as well. They are not as poised, if you will, as far as when they go forward. They got to do a better job just getting that initiative and pushing the lines and, combination through the middle, but go at them. They're sitting back a little bit too much, almost like giving Eastern Florida a little too much respect. Hopefully at the half right now between Alex Ochoa and Bob Bartolone, they're saying, hey, it's okay. It's only 1-0 against a great team. However, you got to create some chances, and you got to go at them because it's the same thing to lose by 2 or 3 goals.
At Jefferson College, Eddie, would you say, and this probably goes against what the point you were just making, do you just hang in there? And here's the deal: you're within 1. Can you catch them on a counter?
No, and actually
we've seen a couple of good distributions from Kudic that we saw one of those chances that led to. There's ways to get goals and manufacture. Boy, you get a result here, 1-1 tie. That's saying something.
No, and that's a great question because you can still play defensively and a little bit more conservative, if you will, but when you go forward and when you have that chance, now that's when you go at them. And of course, any set piece outside the box, free kicks, corner kicks, anything that's going to give you that edge. However, as soon as you do that, you can play a little more conservative, keep the ball. You don't have to go all the time like Eastern Florida's trying to do. So in other words, you have to be more selective. So when you do score, then you can manage the time and you can manage the score as well.
Some members of the Titans women's team there having a little fun, getting on the Jumbotron. Halftime here in Melbourne. The Titans have the slimmest of leads. 1-0 is the margin over Jefferson College. When we come back, second half action, the home opener for the Titans.
It's about the process and the depth of the team for Eastern Florida's men's soccer in 2017. Coach Oliver Twelvetrees and some of his team recently met with the media to convey what it will take to get back to a conference title.
The key really is going day by day, trying to have that 1% improvement every day throughout the season, or even throughout the year, you know, and that's what we tried to do in the spring, and I've seen that in the performances so far in the preseason and practices, and I've seen that ability of the boys to really believe in the process and try and improve, do the right things. If they do the right things, we know that we have the talent, the results will come.
And I think from a team aspect, we've got a lot more depth in the squad. Every position's got 2 or 3 great players now who could step in and fill in. I think that's going to be a real big difference come the end of the season after everyone's played long, hard games.
Great players in their position. We got incoming D1 transfers for our back line now, so we have more depth there, more competition. Everyone's going to be better off because of that.
Everybody has their own style, and so I love seeing it. Everybody's hungry, they want to be the best, they want a starting position, so it pushes everybody, every practice, every training session.
With the group, what's impressed me the most is the fact that everyone is from different background, and we've come together to make such a very strong team. We go into preseason, you could see everyone working, you could see everyone talking to each other, everyone getting to know each other very well so that we can make a good team.
So check the website for game dates and times and come out and support your Titans. Admission is free.
We're certainly going to score goals. You know, if you want to watch fast-paced, electric football, then there's only one place to come, and that's the Titan Soccer Complex.
Aviation careers are taking off at Eastern Florida State College's new Aviation Center with FAA-approved programs for aviation mechanics and technicians. Graduates have great job opportunities with top aviation companies and commercial space companies launching the next generation of human spaceflight at Kennedy Space Center. Don't delay. Contact Eastern Florida State College today.
Eastern Florida State College has been named among the top institutions of higher education in Florida, earning a prestigious gold rating for its work in helping students succeed. The honor came from the Florida Board of Education in Tallahassee, where officials announced annual performance ratings for the 28 colleges in the Florida college system. This is the first time that Eastern Florida has achieved gold status, and it is one of only 7 colleges to gain the coveted distinction this year. The college earned high-performance grades in the 4 key areas of student retention, percentage graduating, job placement and continuing education, and entry-level wages after graduation. College President Dr. Jim Ritchie said the rankings reflected the college's strong commitment to providing students a great education that can put them on the path to a successful career and better life. He cited a number of areas where the college has strengthened student services that contributed to the gold rating, such as small class sizes and personalized instruction, excellent financial aid, academic and career advisors, the 6th straight year with no tuition increase, and 40 new programs in fields with fast job growth. He also said new bachelor's degree programs at EFSC are filling a critical need, giving students an opportunity to advance their education in careers that did not previously exist in Brevard County. To learn more about the college and its programs, visit easternflorida.edu.
Oh, great opportunity here for a shot on goal. Count it. Here's with the respect. Shaw.
Eastern Florida State College women's soccer team takes on the Johnson County Cavaliers. Live Sunday at 6 on WEFS.
Ready for second half action, and we are underway at the Titans Soccer Complex. The Titans now will attack left to right, so glad to have you along on this late evening. Soccer continues, 45 minutes left. Jeff Radcliffe, Eddie Rodriguez with you, and see if Jefferson makes any changes tactically, or do they stay the course and try to nick one on a counter. Had some success getting some chances. You can call them half chances at the very minimum, though.
No, you're right, though. In the second half, they need to go and attack a little bit more. You need to gamble going forward, especially when you can do it, every once in a while, and you can do it collectively as a team and get to the end line and get a shot on goal, and you can afford to come back and play a little defense as well. We see Knight entering for Eastern Florida, the number 9.
Yep, Siegel did well enough to continue his run here. Oh, in behind. How about this? Inside the right and to that near post off target.
Dixon with a great chance right there, and it was all set up. A great ball by Rosary right here. See 1-2s around the box, and Rosary puts it through. Yeah, Dixon, he took a bad touch right there. Jeff, that touch could have been to the inside, and he would have been 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. However, the ball went to the outside, lost the angle, and that's when he tried to hit the ball to the near post. There was no angle.
Tough to beat a keeper there.
Yep. Yeah. Of course,
can be done.
You know, keepers always or should have that near post. Don't ask Tony Mayola about that, though.
I will next time I see him. Your former teammate, right?
Yeah, absolutely, with the Metro Stars.
Now in the broadcast realm, I hear him on Sirius XM all the time. Sometimes on MLS broadcasts. Guy's seen a lot of soccer. Again, how about Rosary? Across the way, nearly an own goal.
And that's the reason why, as a defender, you don't try to clear that ball with your right foot. Almost put it in himself. That ball should be taken out with your left foot across your body. But once again, great run by Alex. That was actually Rosary.
That was Rosary.
He gets to the inline and watch this cross right here.
Oh,
and the defender, Hassan almost puts it in because he came across his body to get that ball out.
Dixon takes a step to the byline, gets across away. Intervention made in the nick of time. Played left as Abdullah Drisu back in, Ghanaian. The turn from Morsi Dodomo leaves it left. Back in front, flag is up. Offside, near assistant referee had that.
And now they're clicking. You see how the chemistry is working out, and when they get going in all cylinders, this is the result. Look at this. Danilo doing 1-2. Great turn. He turned on a dime right there.
That was a load to Danilo. Wow.
And how about that cross right there? It would have been a tap-in for Torkowski, who was just a bit late. He got called for an offsides, however, before that.
Well, Owen not normally the one making runs in behind, so you forgive him for an offside.
And he found himself inside the 6, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
How am I in so deep? Give him credit, though. He kept going with a run.
Gonzalez. So Abdallah trying to get out of dodge. Dropped a little further deep along with Chroma. Hold up from Foster. Moving around and stuck. Siegel Knight. Reese. Oh, back heel to Dixon. Englishmen working well together. Angel Knight into the center, telegraphed it a bit, slid out, but coming back on a really harsh challenge there.
That should be a yellow right there, coming cleats up. And the referee having a word with him right in the middle. Nikola Strick.
No, Srđić, yeah, from Croatia.
And once again, cheeky little play right here. And this is dangerous ball because that ball right here by Knight, Siegel Knight, it's a square ball.
He telegraphed it.
Absolutely. And you see, once you leave your feet and you're going cleats up, if you make contact with a player, that's a straight red.
That's what they call a hospital pass.
Absolutely. We'll send you to the hospital if you're not getting the, the hint. A bad ball like that could definitely land you in the hospital.
Back to Notre Donato. Lifts it out of play. Slow the progress down.
Notre Donato, not Jorge Campos in the back with that skill, just gets rid of the ball.
Well, remember, he's playing with a bit of an injury, too. So
that's true.
Give him the benefit of the doubt, at least this time. But who else is Jorge Campos?
Well, I would have loved to have seen.
He needs to wear like a rainbow jersey, DB.
Rene Higuita out of the back. He
oh, Rene Higuita with the, what is it, the crab kick?
Absolutely, of course, the international Colombian goalkeeper with
Rene Higuita. Oh, I
more
remember that.
flair than a 4th of July party there. We've seen him with a crab kick.
Oh, how about that shot? A goal for Jefferson against the run of play. Trace Tonioli, his first goal of the season. And we are level as the rain starts to fall. So one of the Tonioli brothers, freshman, coming into the game and making a difference.
Yeah, flat back forward by Eastern Florida. Great throw in right here. Started by Hassan. Threw the ball with a purpose right there. And how about that run by Trace Tonioli? Nobody stayed with him. And that could have been Mickey George. Look in there. He's actually Mickey George is calling for an offside call. He does not get it. And just like that, Jeff, we're 1-1. We talked about, once again, the first and last 5 minutes of each half, the importance of that and how that changes games.
Well, now looking to answer on a level score line. Dixon crosses away right to the spot. Orsidadomo's got a brace. The lead back out in front for the Titans. So we were level for less than a minute.
Just like that, great return by Eastern Florida. Dixon with a great cross. And who else? Danilo Orsidadomo to make it 2-1 for Eastern Florida. Once again, Dixon with a good driven ball.
Clinical finish. Made
Danilo,
no mistake.
that's more like a Bergkamp finish right there.
Dennis Bergkamp, huh?
Look at that. Great technical ability to bring the ball down inside the 6. Typical of Bergkamp. His days with Arsenal, and of course,
with Netherlands.
The orange team, Netherlands. Great forwards that Holland has produced. Van Basten, Van Persie. You know, typical number 9s who can just flat out.
Oh, say hello to my little friend. The mic
you hear
takes
that?
a hit.
I sure heard that in my earpiece. That was courtesy of Brandon Martinez.
Back flick once again. Wow, 2 goals in a span of a minute.
That's okay, though.
We'll
Reece
take it.
Myers not taking any chances. The defenders from Nottingham, England, who puts that in the 34th row here. Up in the stands.
There's only 8 rows, man. What are you, 34?
Well, just multiply,
oh,
you know.
Okay,
Up.
gotcha.
If we're in a huge stadium.
About 12 of them, right?
Yeah, give or take a few, you know. Never know.
Big throw once again from Abdallah. Oh, high challenge here, and I think going to the pocket will be Alex Durastang. He'll stop the clock, 37-25, and have a little chatsy as Dixon will be tended to.
And this definitely has to be a card.
He'll settle things down first.
And once again, the long throw, that's actually how they won that. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a hockey check right there.
And gets away without the card, it appears.
Wow. And the way the standings are right now, Jeff, Mexico with 17 points, Costa Rica following 14, the U.S. with 8. So if the U.S. beat Honduras with 8, that would put them in the 11.
Put them in
so
a
those
good
3 right
spot
there.
with 2 to play. Yeah.
Definitely in a spot where they can be manageable.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be a clincher.
No,
but again, with the 2 teams coming up, Panama and Trinidad and Tobago, the last place teams in the Hex right now ahead for the U.S., you'd have to think they're pretty good despite the performance tonight at Red Bull Arena.
I just hope that Bruce Arena comes out with a good 11 that can.
Saved me from watching it on the DVR when I got home. I don't know if I want to relive that one.
Yeah, no, I'll save you the time since we're going to get home late. Handball right there.
Yeah, got a big MLS day tomorrow. Marcy Domo with a brace here now on 7 goals in 3 games. So 19 goals, 19 games played. After the last goal, that's 20 goals in 19 games played here at Eastern Florida State College. That is a strike rate, over a goal a game. That's among the best.
That's All-American numbers right there, Jeff. When you have that production number and, of course, the quality of.
Well, the service has been outstanding as well with Alexis.
For sure. But if you think about it, when we spoke
Rosary.
to Coach Oliver Twelvetree, he knew that he was going to be the go-to guy going forward, and you want to build a team around him with plenty of speed. He's going to be your number 9 out front, who's going to put the, he's going to be your center striker to put the ball away. You got to create players who can provide those services, and he's done so well with that. Of course, when you bring players like Alexis, and you have Rosary out wide, and even Nascimento, Mwanga, who's done a great job just complementing that 1-2 with him.
Mateo Santos checks back in for Jefferson. So he's again back in Florida after playing at Montverde Academy for Mike Patempa a few years back. Jefferson College had a level score line for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, very short.
Cardinals in, score a goal and then concede immediately after.
Yeah.
Momentum swing. Picked up center of the park. Adrisu. He's on the ball once more. Skirts it out left. Low, standing it up. Little dummy from Orsi Domo. And coming away was Abdullah. Turned around. Orsi Domo will give it a go, sitting on a hat trick. Not a bad effort. It was parried away at the last second by Kudic. It's going to be out for another corner kick.
Wow.
35 minutes left.
Great effort by Danilo Orsi Damo. He steals the ball right here by the big man from Jefferson College. Just a laser beam right there near post.
Freaking laser beam.
Norda Dodano just on the other side watching. I don't know how much this rain is going to change this game.
Ball into the area, falls, play on. Ball to hand, might have been a handball.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you see that too? I
think it was inadvertent.
Yeah. Kudic in the back. I don't know. You saw that shot that Danilo took because of the rain. How much is that going to play into this match, the remaining of this match?
Florida 2-1 to the good. Still looking for their first clean sheet. That'll have to wait to a game at Monroe, 7th of September coming up. Just 5 home games, just 1 of 5. 3 of which will be conference games against Broward, Daytona State, and ASA. We'll have a game against Weber JV as well. Nobody wants to come play here. That's what Oliver said.
Yeah.
Our success has kind of hurt us there. And behind again, Heim. Again, right through the 6.
Yeah, right there. You can hear the overlaps and play me and go around. That's the movement on and off the ball. That
another service into the area. Chroma fall on it.
If you're Rosary, that ball has to be played behind the whole entire defense line. And you're right, though. Talk about teams don't want to come to this to this school to play, even though they know it's a great field.
Knight.
I'm surprised he hasn't let one go.
Rosary, wow. Well, that's the foul.
You know, that was a free kick. Knight was just salivating over that. A player who, I've never seen a player who can take a shot from anywhere on the field. You see him right here trying to go direct. Does 1-2. And Rosemary going through traffic right there. Is that?
It's a man's game.
Yeah. Once again, a hockey check. Minus the pads, no helmet. And they say that soccer's not a contact sport, huh?
No pads.
Can you imagine if he was?
Now it's Pedro Perez, Reno, Nevada native, come in to spell. And the Vikings here, they're trailing 2-1. Zorsi Dodomo, the goal, 24 minutes to go in that first half.
Yeah, this is right around the time where Jefferson College has to provide some kind of offensive power. You see Pedro Perez making his debut in this game.
Here's a throw. And it will come back the other way. Stuck in. And Sigel Knight down in a heap. Slow to get up. Clear the cobwebs. He's up, the Jamaican.
Definitely contact with Hassan, and you know, you see the size difference. Well, everybody's smaller than Hassan. He's got that big frame.
Applying that through, read well by Reese Myers. He'll get into the attack. Sigel Knight onto that left foot. Rosary. Going to be Orsi Dodomo once more. Knight from distance. And he had Kudic run into that left. And had it covered, though. It was
Sigel Knight. That's the Knight we know. One who's not shy about unleashing from 35 out. He gets the ball right in the middle. Watch again, dribble into traffic.
Not much of a pullback either. He just lets it
no,
fly.
he's just Oliver Lowe right there on the dribbling in traffic. You're right. He doesn't need that much of a run to strike the ball, of a wind-up.
Very Kyle Laren-esque type of shot. On the ball is Kudic. Line of confrontation drops back. Reese Myers. They draw foul here. Another yellow card. Going to the bench will be Will Faraday. Guy who had 2 goals and 3 assists last year out of St. Charles, Missouri. So getting a little testy here, Eddie.
Well, we knew this game was going to get a little chippy, and of course, when you talk about the wet conditions and how long both teams have been sitting around and, you know, waiting patiently, and I don't know if patiently is the right word, because, you know, to top it all up, you know, these teams are hungry. They haven't eaten since lunch, so as the Snicker commercial implies, not going anywhere for a while. Well, 50-50 tackles will do it for you.
Kelski with the long floated ball in. Orsi Dodomo will corral right in front of Avila Torres. Rosary got involved. So does Adrisu. Coming out. Now a quickly get back on his line. Oh, big contact, and that's clearing out Rosary a bit. Got a little squirrely in there.
And seeing Ali Chroma right there, that should be a card. You can see the intention, how he just left his right foot in the air. And watch, this is when you know the intention of making contact with someone. You'll see it right here. Ball goes there. Look at his right foot. See how he just left it there?
Ay, ay, ay.
Completely forgot about the ball. Made contact with the ball. However, his right foot, and you can tell Oliver Twelvetree's not happy.
He's going to bring Alexis in. Rosary is paying the price, shaking it off. One way to level things is get a little more physical and make it a little bit more difficult. Here come the substitutions here with 28 minutes to go. Here's Oliver Rodblad Lowe back into the contest. I'll move over to this near side. And the flag will stay down.
Yeah, he was on, but by the time he played the ball, Gonzalez.
Michael White on your side, the Melbourne product. Idrisu initiates the switch of play. Alexis on the far side, so is Mickey George. And that one too far out in front. Go. 27 minutes to go to decide it. Headed by Torkowski. 50-50 Rosary keeping it alive. Boy, a fearless player, Rosary, with his size coming out of there. 1-2. Boy, what did that little run of play there.
And I love how he just takes players on, you know. Sometimes
he keeps it, sometimes he gets rid of it. On the return, looking for Lowe. And
well, he's so dangerous because you can't really get a good hit on him. He's so fast and, you know, quick that by the time you try to make contact, he's gone already.
Yeah.
Same thing that some of the big defenders have against Messi. You can never hit him square because he's gone by the time you want to make contact.
Play continues in the path. Far for Alexis, was running near side. These guys giving it all. See some cramping going on out there.
Yeah, definitely.
High pace of play.
This is going to be heavier in your legs because now your shoes are wet. And the field becomes heavier on the legs. We're in the subject. I'd like to wish our goalkeeper, Santiago Esparza, a happy birthday. Tampa Bay United U17, a.k.a. Chago. One of the better goalkeepers. He should be in bed, but
we're past midnight now.
He's
good Saturday morning to you.
He's tuning in because he's got interest from Eastern Florida. One of the best goalkeepers in the state of Florida at the U17 age.
Well, there'll be perhaps an opening with Notre Donato going away next year.
And as you and I talk about keeping the quality of the players coming into this program, and of course, Coach Oliver Twelvetree does a great job at that. Going everywhere in the state of Florida and abroad as well to look for the talented players who can come in and one day wear the jersey of Eastern Florida, and of course, on their quest to winning a national championship.
Could this be the team?
Could this be the year?
Big throw coming from Torkowski here with 25 to go. Goals from each team in the 52nd. And behind, Lowe to the back post. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot. Either way, not bad.
No, that was
kicking that out of the air.
Oliver Lowe was actually trying to play the ball right in the middle. For Rosary, the ball just gets away from him. But how about that cross, that diagonal cross right here? It's the one that counts. Great service. That's courtesy of Torkowski once again, and you can tell the ball just gets away a little bit from Lowe. He was looking for
back post run.
Absolutely. And that's the way you want to design. One touch of the far post. That should be a tap in right there. And that's what happens when all your players are clicking, firing in all cylinders. You can tell the movement on and off the ball the precision of that passing to the far post is definitely there.
Don't think we're going to have an 11-goal explosion here for Eastern Florida in this one. See, 4 is not out of the question if they can continue to put pressure on. And as Jefferson continues to chase, they'll have to open up. Here's Abdallah.
That's a great ball on the other side for Jefferson College.
Stuck away.
You can see the difference there. You can tell Hassan not being a left-footed player, rather than cross the ball with his left foot, he's got to cut it to his right.
Now Michael White there defensively on that last exchange. George. Now Alexis in the middle of the park. Yes, Tonioli, a goal scorer, trying to get back on. On the left, Alexis stuttering through, looking for Danilo Orsidodomo, and falling on it is Kudic. So 23rd. Asking a lot of questions of Jefferson College at the moment with a 2-1 lead. Here's Reese Myers, Knott's County Academy. And a free kick awarded to Eastern Florida's Abdul Idrisu. Not getting the better of that exchange. Somebody will have to come off. We'll have a change and quickly back on Hassan Abdallah. Says defender, he has been all over the field.
Yeah.
Orsidodomo.
We're going to call him Slash.
Rosary, how about the ball inside, down in the box, low.
Yeah, Oliver Lowe.
Look at Gonzalez, actually, yeah.
For the call. You're right, though. It was Gonzalez. Lowe's been pretty active on top, too, with Danilo. But you're right, though. They're all over the field. They're up front. They're playing back defensively. They
do have to like the creativity the Titans are showing.
Yeah, with just all the options as well.
Orsidodomo. Rosary up and down, the shot right at the keeper, Kudic. Doesn't take much to get the turn and the shot away.
You know, you mentioned, or you asked the question, could this be the year with this team? Is this team the one? And I tell you what, man, I like the fact that they bring so many choices, so many weapons going forward. And they're just starting playing together. I mean, would love to see them by the time, you know, they got 9-10 games under their belt. Yep. And you get that chemistry going forward, and you get that notion that that player is going to be there for you. The little, you know, little flakes, little when you lead little dummies here and there. It's going to be definitely a team to watch.
Higher level, a lot of their competition. Eastern Florida beginning the season ranked 11th in the nation. They start the season with 2 wins over top 20 teams, so you'd think they would ascend that ranking and get another win tonight. Although, given all they can handle by Jefferson College here, an undefeated team themselves.
No, definitely they're going to get a better ranking after beating those two top 20 teams. And not only did they beat them, but just so decisively as well with a big margin.
Free kick upcoming here for Jefferson College. Standing over the ball is Santos. Everybody on that 18. Play it to the right. Second ball in, a little dummy there. Read well by Eastern Florida. 20 minutes to go. Santos strong on the hold-up. And Eastern Florida ball. Quick restart on the throw. Alexis. Orsidodomo to the top.
ball got away from him. Once again, great ball by Alexis, and that diagonal ball. This is when you do not want to let the game go away. If you're Eastern Florida, you want to just keep going at it, keep attacking.
Get that third.
Yep, get that third, and then you can pretty much finish this game. But this is crucial time when you and I talk about
something going on here. Is Mr. Rostang going to have a word? And a yellow to Alex Ochoa. Yes, co-head coach. Going to me or Bob Bartolone?
Yeah, I know. Ochoa, of course, is asking for the pull of the jersey. You have the linesman right there saying, that's enough, that's it, go sit down. Saying, you can't tell me what to do. Yes, you can. Absolutely. I'm a linesman. I'm the coach. I've been there. I know what it's like. That conversation goes.
Coach Ochoa now sitting on a yellow.
Do not get complacent, Jeff. Right now, this is when teams and players have the tendency of just
laxing off a little.
Get relaxed. Legs are heavy. You look at the clock and say, well, we got this, 18 minutes.
We're never comfortable with 2-1. So glad you're staying up late with us. It's now 12:10 on Saturday morning.
My question is, are you going to be with us during the drive home?
Hope so. Work continues. We'll be back here Sunday. The women's game. They play Johnson County, who took it on the chin to Daytona State earlier this afternoon. So the women's program looking to go 2-0.
Troy Gonzalez showing great feet, and now on the other side, his counterpart, Rosary.
Of course, Domo draws a foul. So it'll be a free kick for the Titans here. Gonna put this away with a late goal. Coming up on that last quarter hour.
Where's Siegel Knight when you need him?
Yeah. On the bench.
About 40 out right there.
It'll be tough to find playing time for all this talent.
Yeah, you're right. That's how do you find playing time for the dream team?
First world problems. I'm Rosary. Chip this over the top, a little flick on. The attempt by Myers. Nothing comes of it. So the Titans continue to press for a third. A lot of this half has been played on the attacking side for the Titans. So Will Faraday back in after that yellow. Sophomore out of St. Charles, Missouri. Pulled down. Clipped halfway, goes out. Quick throw coming, or not, pulled back. And pressure as soon as Vikings are on the ball. Santos feeling pressure. Near side trying to combine, contested by Michael White. Chroma. Large and in charge, but also smooth, Chroma.
Yeah, they did well to get out of trouble.
On the diagonal, almost cut out. Santos keeps it alive. Here comes the run along the right side. Speed building up here for the Vikings. Jefferson College trailing by a goal, coming up on a quarter hour to play. And they will have a chance via set piece here, or is it just a throw? Can't see that far side.
Yeah, I think it's just
Vision getting blurry here late into the morning. Yeah, just a throw.
Just a throw in. And at some point, just around the 15-minute mark left in this game, Jeff, you wonder if Coach Ochoa and Bartolone are going to make some changes, go with 3 forwards and try to go for it.
And they play again tomorrow, or I'm sorry, today at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, no.
So, 16 hours time, we'll be back here dealing with the heat as well. And Mickey George takes one for the team. Kept alive. Chroma, advanced position, trying to get around. Trying to hold up. Alexis can't quite get there. Throw back to the Vikings of Jefferson College. Kind of caught on that right side of the field for the moment. Cluster of players. Good battle ensuing. Foul committed. Choa continuing to argue with the referee. As a coach, you've been there.
Yeah, but you have to be careful, though, because once you get that yellow, that's you're playing with fire.
Remember, you got a game tomorrow. You don't want to.
Absolutely. You got a red here. You're done for tomorrow. So you have to be very methodical and think about exactly what you say and how you say it. Not only are you still, this game's still up for grabs, Jeff. 1 goal right now. And you're pushing overtime here.
Yeah, anything against the run of play. We saw the goal from Tonioli. That's a way to clear it. Jefferson College getting a little bit more of the game here the last couple of minutes.
When in doubt, just bike it.
Bike it out. Gotta make everything look good. Gonzalez strong on the ball. He and Adrisu, Oliver 12-3 is telling us that those two are going to want to get on that ball and play. That's what they love to do.
And you like players like that. You like players who want the ball at their feet at any given time. And when the game's on the line, Jeff, they want it. They're asking for the ball. They're demanding the ball. As I had a coach in Mexico said, there's no trees, there's no holes on the field. Come get it. Don't be hiding. And that is true. You see what the game's on the line, players hide and they want to run away.
Friend of mine, a high school coach in Orlando, very famous for saying, why would you be surprised you're in a soccer game and the ball comes to you? Why are you scared? Why would you be surprised by a ball? You're playing soccer. If somebody threw a toaster at you, I've said that story before.
Absolutely.
Then you'd be surprised.
Be surprised if they throw
Guys
something
in the
else.
truck love that story. They tell that once a year. The Titans would be the toast of the town should they go to 3-0 here tonight. Producer Brian Foster said that was good. Anything for you guys, especially this late.
Great ball.
Chance on a build-up for the Vikings. Laying it across and doing well with it was Michael White. Still not out of the woods, though.
Very dangerous ball, though. That's great effort.
Turned over. And that one off the top of the crossbar. And like you said, Eddie, 2-1 anybody's game.
That's it, and it all started with a great cross, and thanks to
Martinez.
Michael White, who just clears it out of the back. But how about that shot right there from 30 out? And as you mentioned, Eastern Florida does not clear the ball.
Martinez got all of it.
And Brandon Martinez just
might have been tipped under the bar from Notre Donato.
Scrapes the paint out of that ball. Jesus. Great effort.
Here comes 21 into the contest.
This a great angle here. Look how the ball dips right at the end. Brandon Martinez. Or not.
Yeah.
Having a little technical difficulties due to the speed of that shot by Martinez.
Pedro Perez, player that had just entered the game. Takes us a couple of shots like that to give you your confidence back. You feel you can pull it. Battle down from one before tonight.
Sebastian Salek from Bolivia. And now here we go. Here's that shot from that same angle right here. Watch Martinez how the ball just dips right there.
It might have been touched by Notre Donato up.
Off the woodwork right there.
Under 10. Trying to hold on to a victory here in the home opener. There'll be a big throw coming. Headed once, twice out of trouble. Reese Myers giving the body up. That will be put off, and corner kick off of the Titans on the deflection.
Yeah, Pedro Perez, you see him on the screen, getting a hold of the ball, and off deflection, one of the Eastern Florida players, and
some reinforcements set to come in.
Yeah, referee's asking for the ball. No soccer balls available. Nothing with the fourth official, and now they gotta.
Yeah, check the parking lot. A number of them have been wasted there tonight. Seeing the Lightning off in the distance. 9 minutes from making this one a done deal. Comes the ball. Pedro Perez doing the honors. So it'll be a corner kick here for Will Faraday. Sophomore, left hand in the air, right hook in, low. Sent back out, now a throw in for the Vikings. Cannot switch off at this point. So easy to do, Eddie, with 9 minutes left. Subs are waiting at the fourth official for Eastern Florida. Myers battling with Chroma. And too far. Deep throw upcoming for the Titans. You see the frustration and hear it.
Yeah, Tonioli. Tonioli was hoping to keep that ball in bounds, and the ball just gets away from him. The author of the first goal for, and only goal for Jefferson College.
Sigel Knight, along with Ashiko Dixon.
Low to take a break.
Michael White will come off. Chico Dixon.
Dixon, who had a couple of great crosses early in the second half.
Not to build out of their own end here. 7:45 to go. 2-1 the score. Sigel Knight making a turn, slaying it square, turning it over.
Yeah, that's a bad square ball. No square balls in the middle of the field.
Had that one earlier that was telegraphed and nearly cost Rosary his life.
Yeah, that was a hospital ball that we talked about.
Knight trying to make amends, running through the park in the middle. There you go. Now you've got Alex Alexis on the ball.
Look at the switch.
Beautiful switch of play to Dixon. And watch out, assistant referee. And we'll concede the throw. 7 minutes to play. This one not done by any means. Pedro Perez jumping deep. We'll concede the throw to Keegan Dankenbrink. Long throw forward, headed back, foul. It's Chroma. Got a little too much of that one. Ali, the freshman.
Yeah, Ali Chroma.
One big dude.
Get back.
Twarkowski launches it. See the Domo off the chest.
That should be a foul right there.
Dixon overruns it just a bit, will recover.
Well, he took a bad touch, and that you want to take that touch.
The ball served in from Adrisu. Off his line quickly was Kudic. Going to be a couple more chances either way, I have a feeling.
Yeah, and Dixon with a great run, but you want to take that touch in front of you where you don't break stride and you can continue to use that momentum going forward. If you take that touch to the outside as he did, you're going to have to hit the brakes and adjust.
Free kick on their own half. Visitors from Hillsboro, Missouri. Trying to steal a result late. Down a goal. Keeper Kudic played on the 2015 team. Got an extra year of eligibility. Now to that backside. It got through, and it was touched by Dono Donato. Apparently, it will yield the corner kick. How about the attempt there, keeping that ball down?
Yeah, Sebastian Salek. And once again, issues with the soccer balls. The ball trickles all the way to the outside.
The Bolivian letting it fly. This will be a corner kick. Boy, set pieces, you talk about them all the time. Give you a result. A lot of consternation inside that box. Boy, big touch of the ball upcoming. It will be kept on the attacking half. Back into the mixer it goes. Bolivian on the ball. Salek did well. Flopping in the box, not going to work. Cleared up the line and off of the Vikings.
Yeah, flopping inside the box is not going to work this late in the game.
Marcos Avila Torres trying to keep it in.
And Salek had a chance to bring the ball down in the box. Takes a bad touch.
Alex DeRostan going to stop it for a second. We'll have a change. Off will come Haim Rosary. And reinforcements back on for Eastern Florida. Leonardo Berry will check in. Melbourne native. And into the air. Boy, a fearless Reese Myers. Got to see out 3 minutes to earn win number 3. This will easily be the toughest yet. Good kicks there shown by Oliver 12 Trees.
There's that touch.
He's a little bit nervous here. Takes as a goal to spoil the night. Time winding short though for Jefferson College, under 2.5. Big throw once more. Ali Chroma heads into the air. Second ball down by Twarkowski. Desperately looking to clear here, able to do so. Everybody back behind the ball for Eastern Florida defending. No taking risks here. Long ball, Alexis flying back kick. Now kicked high in the air, Reese Myers. Everybody will try to recover. Continuing to battle for the loose ball. Chroma takes his one ball in behind that left side. Salek off of Jefferson College, goal kick.
Yeah, this one, Salek, being a left-footed player, can just release the shot from there. Not much of an angle, but at this point, you want to put something on frame. See Notre, the goalkeeper here, with kind of a knee injury a little bit. He's taped up. Notre Donato, who's done a pretty decent job this far. Nothing to do with that goal. Yeah.
Getting out of dodge. Boy, how about the run there? Madrisu got tripped up at the last second. Last minute of this one. So Titans trying to see out a 2-1 victory. Orsi Dodomo leaving it right to Alexis. Running in. Stay on that ball. Playing it through. Orsi Dodomo shoots and scores! Securing the victory with the hat trick. And the Titans go up 3-1 inside of 40 seconds.
Great job once again. It all courtesy of Alexis, who gets the ball right here, take the players on, and watch this, even the pull of the jersey right there by the number 5. Great ball right here. And how about Danilo, who doesn't even break strike, Orsi Dodamo to make it a hat trick for him.
8 goals in 3 games for the native of London.
Once again,
the assist to Alexis should be his 4th.
Putting All-American, points right now, All-American numbers early in this season. 3 games. Oh my God, 3 games.
You know that Oliver 12-3 is going to say, well, the scoreline flattered us a little bit. It was a workout that we've been given by the Vikings, and now what you don't want in the last 30 seconds is an injury. We'll stop the clock with 27. And is that George who is down?
Yeah, that's a bad collision right there.
It is Mickey George.
Mickey George has been so active throughout the game.
Mickey, a guy who spent time with Philadelphia Union in training. Out of Newark, New Jersey, not too far away. Shown his explosiveness at times tonight. So you hate to see this. Stretching it out. Boy, you have to feel hard done by if you're Jefferson College. You have pushed and pushed, could not get the equalizer. And how often do you see that on the other end? And then it goes against you 3-1. In a game, it was a lot closer than that.
But at least you can say they tried. And as you mentioned, the last 10 minutes, they were trying to push the lines. And they had a couple of good chances. And, of course, how about that shot from Brandon Martinez, who just came off the woodworks right there with about 12 minutes left. And now you push the lines and you try to go forward. And now you get counter. Of course, give credit to Alexis, his individual effort, who just put a sitter right there for the man of the hour.
Split the 2 backs.
Danilo Orsi Dodamo to make it 3-1, and of course, a hat trick for him personally.
In some pain is George, and now that will get Coach 12-3 over to check on his left back, and he's going to need assistance coming off. So early here in the season, in the home opener, what you don't want to see, win or lose, is a player come off like that.
Very gingerly. And here's another angle of that collision. Both players go in for the tackle right there. Oof, that's shin-to-shin contact right there, and that's probably one of the most painful tackles that you'll ever get in soccer, because you go
and that's with shin guards.
To shin, yes, and that's with shin guards. And of course, at that point, you have to speculate how high was the shin guard. But nonetheless, there's contact, bone to bone, and I don't care who you are, it's going to be very, very painful.
Clock starting a few seconds late. Notre Donato will pick up, and that should take care of the balance of time. Into touch it goes. And Eastern Florida State College moves to 3-0 with a 3-1 victory over Jefferson College here in the home opener. Coaches shake hands. A hat trick from Danilo Orsi Dodamo. The difference is 6th, 7th, and 8th goals of the season. We'll come back and wrap it up when we come back on WEFS.
I'm attending Eastern Florida State College, and I'm enrolled in the aviation maintenance program. We do a lot of hands-on here. What you learn in class is probably like 25% of what you actually learn. You don't just talk about it, you're actually doing the work and breaking it down, and the instructors here really know how to get to what we really should be learning and what's actually in the field. I'd like to stay in this area and do general aviation for a little while, and then eventually move into the airlines.
Oh, great opportunity here for a shot on goal. Count it. Here's a little respect. Shaw drills it. My goodness gracious. Plays live. Another shot on goal. Count it.
The Eastern Florida State College women's soccer team takes on the Johnson County Cavaliers. Live Sunday at 6 on WEFS.
3-1. This one goes to the Titans as they go to 3-0 here in the home opener against Jefferson College. Vikings put on a stout resistance, but that man there, Danilo Orsi-Dodomo, the hero tonight. As we take a look at the highlights from this one, 4 goals. Orsi-Dodomo got it started in the 27th minute here on the rim rocker, as you would call that in basketball, from Alex Alexis.
Alex Alexis takes 2 players on, unleashes the demons off the crossbar, and the big man on top, the man of the hour, Danilo Orsi-Dodomo, doing the rest.
And that was the equalizer in the 52nd, but not 30 seconds later. Coming from that cross from Dixon right to Orsi-Dodomo, the perfect placement to the back stick, and it was 2-1, Eastern Florida in front. Had to see off some chances late, but Orsi-Dodomo would be able to put it away under 5 to go.
And here's a great goal right here. Once again, Alex Alexis in traffic, plays a sitter right there by who else? Right, Danilo Orsi-Dodomo, who goes cross post to make it 3 for Eastern Florida.
Now a sophomore from London, goals 6, 7, and 8 on the season. 3-0 to Eastern Florida now as we send it down to the head coach of Eastern Florida State College, Oliver 12 Trees, and congratulations, Oliver. I would say the score line wasn't what you liked at first, but in the end, Danilo taking 3 goals to grab the 3-1 victory.
Yeah, certainly. Danny's on fire right now, and I guess a hat trick for him, so you can't complain about that. And it was nice to get that last goal at the end to make it 3-1. But we showed some. Some good character in that game. There were some spells where, they kept on going, they kept fighting, so it was a tough game. And, we came out with a win and the 3 points and the 3 goals.
Coach, did you get the feeling once you went up 1-0, it was just like it took you a little bit longer to get the second? Kind of the team struggle, a little more cavalier, they kind of set back a little bit. What do you think about that?
It was really that second goal. We had that chance to get the second goal in the first half, and that probably ices the game, and that probably makes it a comfortable night for us. We didn't get the second goal, and all credit Jefferson. They kept on going and put us under some pressure. I think if they'd have scored one, we probably would have scored another one, and so on and so forth all night. So, that's the type of team we are. We've got to be a little bit more ruthless. There's no doubt about it. We're an attacking team. We're going to score goals. We're going to put numbers forward, but we've got to be a little bit more ruthless when we get the chances. Otherwise, we're going to get stung on the other end like Jefferson did to us tonight.
Not all games are going to go 11-2 like they did last weekend. Character building here early in the season when you have a little bit of adversity, having a game leveled in the second half against you, and then you can point to that later in the season when you need it, right?
Yeah, it was a fantastic game really for us. Exactly what you want going into conference. All the conference games are going to be like that. No conference games are just going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be really difficult every time we come up against the conference teams here in Florida. So that was a great preparation for us, and I thought we showed the character. I'm not quite sure why we got under pressure so badly at last 15 minutes. We just had a hard time getting out of our half. Need to look at the film and figure that one out. But we showed the character in the end to withstand the pressure, and there certainly was a little bit of pressure there that last 15 minutes, but we withstanded it, and then we scored one at the other end to make it 3-1. So all's good, lot to learn, lot to develop, but we're happy moving forward.
Going to bed or going to breakfast? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Have a good morning, Oliver.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Great job, Coach.
So 3-1 the final here in the home opener for the Titans over the Vikings. For Eddie Rodriguez, our producer Brian Foster, Director John Bobart, and our entire WEFS crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying good morning to you. A long day of soccer is complete at the Titan Soccer Complex. 3-1, the Titans end the day with a victory. Good night from Melbourne.
We now return to our regularly scheduled program.